threatened at times, but just didn't have it all together. And the first gave him some problems, Brandon.
Yeah, you know, he got off to a good start early in the week, hitting some good drives here at 1. But yesterday, not particularly stellar tee shot from Scotty. Well to the right, he'd have to lay up and make bogey. Went on to bogey the second hole, too, by the way. And then today, this one was way left. Saw Rory hit it out of bounds here a few years ago. Bad break, could have bounced off that fence. Right underneath it, out of bounds. Lead to a great bogey, but all in all, pretty surprising and bad start.
When's the last time we saw Johnson with the driver in hand? Usually has, 56, 60 degree. Wags down at the first hole, and, how uncomfortable is it?
It's an uncomfortable tee shot, Rich, and the last time I had driver in my hand was 8 at Oakmont when our producer A-Rob made me go hit that shot in the dark. I didn't like that one. But here on the first hole at Eastlake, you may think, hold on, you're not on a tee box, you're on a putting green. And that's exactly what it is here at Eastlake. To make this hole a little bit longer for this tournament, they are using the members' putting area that's right here by the green. And now, the tee boxes on this golf course are zoysia, and zoysia grass has a lot of stick and give, and you can really get your feet into it. Now, when you're hitting off of a putting green that's Tiff Eagle, ultra dwarf, very tight surface, pretty slick, actually. And I got to thinking today, when Scotty Scheffler hit that shot, given his unique footwork, I think that this is maybe the hardest tee box he could ever hit. So if you want to Scotty-proof a golf course, make all your tee boxes Tiff Eagle. And as you tee it up here, pretty intimidating teeing off of a putting green. I've done it a couple times in my life, but you can't practice it. The only time you can do it is in your practice round. You almost feel bad when you dig in, and I don't have great spikes on my feet, so I'm going to be interested to see if I give this a good rip, if my feet aren't going to slide a little bit as well. It's also the hardest hole on the golf course for the week. Scotty, 25% fairways hit, 1 of 4. Oh, baby, that is in the hospitality tent over behind the 8th. If you thought Tommy Fleetwood hit a bad tee shot off at 8 today, you should see the one that I just hit, because that is, I'm going to say miles. I wasn't going out of bounds, but that is miles right.
Johnson, clearly a lot of people were pulling for Tommy Fleetwood to win today, but I would say an equal number, maybe even more, including yourself, were pulling for Scotty Scheffler to leapfrog. Would you say that tee shot sort of took the wind out of the sails of this tournament for a little bit?
I think it absolutely did. Nobody even really made a charge. I mean, Patrick Cantlay, the way he started, bogey, double bogey with that 4-putt basically from the left fringe on 2. Yeah, I think it was exactly what Tommy needed to get his first win, where nobody really pushed him and he just played a nice, steady round.
And what'd you make of Tommy and the way the fans reacted to him? The sports world has reacted to Tommy.
My nephew from Alabama came out here today with a few of his friends, and they followed Tommy all day long. Couldn't have been happier for Tommy. I just saw my nephew about an hour ago, and he was grinning ear to ear. It's amazing over here in the United States how we love guys like Rory McIlroy, Tommy Fleetwood, how they have just endeared themselves to the fans here of the PGA Tour. I'll tell you one thing, though. I'll like Tommy 103 weeks every 2 years, but come a month from now, he's not going to be my friend.
Speaking of the Ryder Cup, you're 6 for the United States. I don't know if you can pull them out of your head, or if you have a couple guys you think might not make the trip to Bethpage Black, with an emphasis on the captain, Keegan Bradley. What do you think, Wags?
Yeah, I think, as Brandel said, I think JT and Ben Griffin are a lock. I think Cam Young's a lock. So I got 3 left. I'm taking Keegan. I think Keegan's taking Keegan. I think they're going to need that drive. I'm so up in the air. I think it's going to be Colin Morikawa and Sam Burns. But hearing I guess that means I'm leaving Patrick Cantlay off the team. Wow. Hearing Keegan say to Todd that some guys that think they're going to be on the team aren't going to be, I think leads me to believe he's definitely picking himself, and he's going to leave a guy like Cantlay or Burns off of that team.
I don't know that Colin Morikawa's a lock either. I spoke to Colin last week in Baltimore. He was a little nervous. Like, they just usually would have an air of certainty. He hasn't had his best year.
He hasn't at all, you know. I think he brings, you know, just a little bit of a bad vibe. You can kind of sense it in the way he's playing, and he hasn't had the best year in terms of his back and forth with the media, which you never know when you're looking at intangibles how that could affect the team room.
Wags, we got to say goodbye. I don't know, you know, if you were just a little course management, maybe you pull out the 52 or 56 and just blade it. We know you can blade a gap, which just blade it down Peachtree there. We had a good time this week, Wags.
It was a great week, man. What a great season, too.
The best.
Thanks, Wags. Love it.